Hey guys, my name is Pascal Paul. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and this is the Week 3 assignment for Coursera's Introduction to Music Production. In this lesson, we will be examining different effects and plugins that can improve your recording and even take it to the next level. Since I will be referring all the way back to Lesson 1, I want to go over the 3 properties of sound that we will be using. The first one is propagation, and this is where sounds move through a medium such as air, metal, and water. Here's an example of propagation in gases and liquids versus how sound moves in a solid. The speed of sound is closely related to propagation. Next, we have amplitude, which is a measurable extent of a wave. To show an example, I have a longitudinal wave on top and a transverse wave on bottom. The longitudinal wave is where the direction of vibration is parallel to the direction of propagation. The transverse wave is where the direction of vibration is perpendicular to the direction of propagation. Lastly, there's timbre, which is a collection of sounds in multiple frequencies as shown in this picture. To the left, we have the opposite, which is a sine wave, and it works at a single constant frequency. First, let's take a look at dynamic effects. The property of sound pertains to amplitude. Now, I'll be showing you extreme and obvious examples so that you can hear the difference, but details for these effects will be introduced in Week 4. So here, I have 2 trumpet tracks without any effects. Let's take a listen. Now, I did have some pre-reverb on the higher part, but that's okay. Now, to the one track, I'll add a different effect. Here, I have VST Dynamics. Let's take a look at that. Now, with this, I have my gate, compressor, and limiter, which is pretty much all I need. I'll make some changes with one effect, so let's listen to that. I'll mute one track, solo the other, and I'll change it as I'm going. Here we got our compressor. You can see how it kind of fades out, and it's totally different. The gate cuts out the frequency so that it doesn't overcome the threshold, which is kind of weird, but it adds a kind of diminishing sound to it. Now, let's take a look at delay effects. I'll unsolo this, and let's actually turn off VST Dynamics so that we don't have a problem with it later. I had no effects. Now we'll be looking at the second track. Here we'll open it up. See, we have RoomWorks. So this is a delay effect. The property of sound pertains to propagation. I have modulation options right here, which have choruses, flangers, phasers, all that kind of stuff. But I'll be using RoomWorks SE. Let's hear the difference. So here, I'm going to just make it plain a dry sound. Let's add the reverb. You can tell the reverb changed the wave format of the sound. Okay, now lastly, we have our filter effects. Timbre is the property of sound for filter effects. Here I have my parametric EQ, right here, which lets me set the level for primary frequency and the bandwidth of the range of the frequency. Let's hear what it sounds like when I change these around. you can hear it's a totally different sound. And that was a couple of examples of dynamic effects, delay effects, and timbre effects.